Southern Outdoors here, and today I'm going to show you how I tie a bush hook. Let's get into it. I'm going to use this circle hook here. If you can see it, decent sized. We got some pretty big catfish. I'm going to use a 3-ounce weight. Normally you would use a swivel weight for a limb line. Also going to use a barrel swivel on this. I like to cut 2 pieces of rope, or I'm using nylon rope. I'll take one about 18 inches or 20 inches or so, cut that one off, and then our river's fairly deep here, so I'm going to get about a 10 foot, which is 2 arm to arms for the most part, and then I'm going to leave a little change with it too. I like to start with my sinker side. I'm just going to simply thread it through your sinker first. You can always drop it on after the fact over the line side, but I'm just going to go ahead and do this for video purposes. Then I'm going to put my swivel on. I like to tie my version of an 8 knot, I guess you would say. So that's the knot I'm going to use here today. All right, so that's what we've got so far, and this is on my long piece of line on our short piece. And I like to use the barrel swivel because we're fishing for catfish with the limb lines, and they like to turn, try to get off, so that's why we're fishing with that. Go through that, come back up and out. She's in there. I'll do my best to show you my knot for the hook. It's going to be basically the same thing. Make sure you got plenty of slack. I like to roll it about 8 times. Once I roll it 8 times, I'll come through your line here, not through the eye of the hook. Once I come through there, I take that tail and come back up through the very tip top of this rope here. It'll make a little loop. It's hard to see with my big ass fingers, but it'll make a little loop right there. If you pull it through there in the upwards direction, cinch it down, it ain't going nowhere. So this is what we ended up with. Now let's wrap it on the board. Make sure you don't dull your hook out, and just wrap him up. Tie a loop on the very end. Your next line, you just loop in that hoop and keep